Stop dishonoring people on social media. You want to live an honorable life. Stop dishonoring people on social media. Look, social media is our town square of the day. And we all have the ability to reach thousands, maybe even millions of people through our social media. Back in the day, you would just get a stump and you'd set it down and you'd stand up in the town square and you'd pontificate to 40 people, maybe 100 people, I don't know. But now with the advent of social media, man, you can do your thing and bless everyone with your opinion all over the world. I'm going to read Paul the Apostle, who wrote that letter to Romans. He wrote a letter to a young pastor named Timothy, 2 Timothy 2:14. Paul says this to Timothy. He says, remind them of these things and solemnly charge them in the presence of God. Here it is. Not to wrangle about words. Not to wrangle about words. Why? Paul says this. It is useless and it leads to the ruin of the hearers. This is thousands of years ago that this letter is written. I had this idea when I was prepping that, as God was inspiring Paul to write this letter, that God was saying, hey, in a couple thousand years, Paul, there's going to be this thing called Facebook. And people are going to post stuff on Facebook. And then a whole bunch of other people are going to be like typing in their comments and fighting back and forth and shouting and yelling, a lot of obscenities back and forth at each other on Facebook. I had this thought, this is what happened to you. And I could just imagine Paul saying to God, what's typing? I don't know. That didn't really happen. But let me get serious for a second. When I think about my own social media use, I have this picture that plays over and over in my mind. I want to share it with you. It's a picture of me walking towards someone. I'm walking towards someone, obviously they're walking towards me. It's someone I know and I love. It's a family member, it's a friend. And it happens to be a family member or friend that doesn't know Jesus and isn't walking with Jesus. And as we're walking towards each other, I'm sharing something that's deeply important to me. It's the most important thing. I'm sharing the good news of the gospel. The gospel that Jesus came and he died for me. And he died for my sins. And as I repent that I could live with God and live with Jesus for the rest of my life as I walk with him. And I'm trying to share, and I'm sharing this gospel message, but this friend or family member that's walking towards me, they're doing this. They're doing this. And they're kind of scrunching their face, And then when we get up close to each other, they say, hey, it looks like you were trying to say something really important. But I don't know what happened, but all those times you were being dishonoring to people in social media, and I saw it. Something happened where it ruined my ears. It ruined my ears. And as I think about that image, man, I just think about what I want more than anything for my friends and my family that I love so much that are not walking with Jesus. Some who may be watching right now. I want them to know the love of Jesus and to walk with him the rest of their life. Why would I want to ruin their ears? Because I'm wrangling about words. Here, don't wreck your witness by wrangling about words. If you're a Christ follower listening right now, don't wreck your witness and be a fool about wrangling about words, man. You want to have a hard conversation, you want to challenge, do it. But invite someone for some coffee and have an honoring conversation. That's the way to do it. It's the way to do it. Stop dishonoring people on social media. You want to live an honoring life that God will bless.